Hey, what is up, real estate agents? My name is Mike. I am the co-founder here of Ground Zero, and I wanted to make this really awesome resource because a lot of the agents that I see that are starting to create some social media content, be it video, are really struggling to build an audience, build their database, create meaningful conversations, have engagement with their accounts, and there is success that is being had and found. And maybe that's why you started it and you've been trying it, is because you've seen success stories of other agents, being able to close deals and have conversations and all these positive interactions that are happening for them online, but you just haven't experienced that yet. So I wanted to create this resource here to kind of maybe help identify why you are experiencing this problem and how to break through with it, and give you some really tactical tips and a great resource that you could use to instantly implement into your business to start getting results with creating content online. So I'm going to share my screen here. I got a presentation that I'm going to walk us through. I'm going to keep it short, brief, simple, because I believe in simplicity. If things get too confusing, it's just too hard to take action. So we're going to make this extremely simplified and we're going to jam right through it. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Let's get right into it. Let me share my screen here. All right, so what we call this resource is our content conversion playbook, and it's really going to walk you through of how to build an engaged audience of raving fans and create meaningful conversations that drive your business forward, which is what we're all looking for. We're looking to grow our account. We want to see people engage with our posts when we're posting and, liking, commenting, sharing, all those things while the account is growing and followers. And, the most important thing is if we got to be having conversations. You want to be having meaningful conversations that eventually are going to be turning into deals and making you more money. So we're going to talk about all that stuff today. Here we are. So really what the main thing is we're going to just to unlock, or just what I'm going is discover what the mistake is that 99% of agents are making. And if you're probably watching this, it might be a mistake that you're making with posting content that prevents you from getting results. The goal, like I mentioned, is just to give you this training is clear and simple for you on what you need to do to start getting results from your content, even though right now it seems impossible. Sorry about that. You can tell I haven't done a lot of these, huh? Okay, so right here, what I want to go over, this is the market pyramid. And from like a bird's eye view, this shows a very simple, overview of what your market looks like. And it doesn't matter if it's real estate, if it's car buying, if you're shopping for, some massage gun or whatever it is, this is what the market looks like. So in any given market, you have these four different types of groups who are all at different stages of what we call the buying cycle. Everyone starts at the bottom and of the pyramid, and they eventually work their way up to where they are ready to make a purchasing decision, or who they will work with, or what product they are going to actually buy from. So we're going to get a little bit more depth on this pyramid right here, but what I want you to really see is that everyone starts here, before that they're going to buy a home and get to this phase where they're actually actively shopping for a real estate agent who's going to be able to help them buy a home, who's going to help them sell their home. Everyone starts here and works their way up. Some market cycles are longer, some market cycles are faster, but this is what it is for every single market, okay? So let's get over to our next slide. So market stages. At the very bottom of each market right here, we have people who are not problem aware. These are people who are not aware of the problem that they will soon eventually need to be solved. So like in real estate terms, it is sellers who have not yet realized that they're going to be relocated for work maybe in the next year or two. It's people who haven't yet realized, like, oh my God, my family is growing. This home isn't big enough to fit all of us anymore. Or, the kids are getting ready to go to college and they haven't realized yet that, this home is really big and the upkeep is a lot and it's just too much home for them now. And they want to downsize. There's lifestyle changes that they haven't realized that, there's a hobby that they're going to discover. And maybe they want to, move to be able to accommodate that hobby better. For buyers, it's people who might not be realizing that renting is killing them. they're not getting anywhere. They're not achieving, home ownership. They're paying somebody else's rent. They're just people who are not problem aware. So those are people at the very bottom, our 60% group right here. Those are people who are not problem aware. So then we have our next group right here. You can see it highlighted in red, the 20% who are problem aware. So these are people who now they haven't realized those things, and they're moving up. It's the 60%, and a group of them moved up into the problem aware. So these are the buyers and sellers who now realize that they actually have a problem that soon will need to be fixed. The boss is giving them a heads up saying like, hey, next couple months, you are going to be relocating to a new area. This is where you're going. They finally are aware of the problem. Like, damn, this family is big and this house is too small. We need a bigger place to live. Or, wow, this is a big home and it's just me and my wife now, or me and my husband. And we don't need all this house. It's too much upkeep, too much to clean. And all these things are, it's the buyers who are finally now realizing they looked at their rent statements like how I did and was like, holy crap, I just paid $55,000 in rent these past 12 months or 18 months, whatever it be. And I don't even have any equity. I don't own this place or anything. No building equity. These are now people who are aware of like, hey, this is a problem and I need to get it fixed. So those are our problem aware people is, they realize that they have a problem that soon needs to be fixed. Pretty straightforward, I hope, Will, for right here. Then, we have that 20% who are problem aware now moving up into the 17%. And the next, part with that is these people are information gathering. These are buyers and sellers who are now starting to take action to find solutions to the problem. They're gathering information from conversations. They're asking people, hey, what do you know about this area? What about this market? Do you know any maybe real estate agents? They're actively having conversations with people that they trust. They're searching the internet. They're going on Google. They're typing it on YouTube. They're trying to, educate themselves. They're using resources all to help educate them on the best way to solve that problem that they know that they are aware of and need to get fixed. They're looking for guides to help get them ready to make the best decision possible. So then after we have the 17%, eventually where everyone comes up to is the 3% of the buy now. See, these are the buyers and sellers who are ready to make a move. They're ready to, go out and start making offers on homes, or they are ready to put a for sale sign and have an agent come and market their home and sell it. They feel that they have the information that they need and are ready to fully take action into solving that problem now. So that is the whole market right there. 60% all the way up works their way to the 3%. So let's take a little bit of a deeper look into this on this market on this market pyramid. And you can see that the biggest group of people is the people who are not problem aware. 60% of people in any market, they're just not aware of the problems. There's more people who are not in, I need a solution to this problem right now. There's more people who are just not aware of it, that they're not active shoppers. And the smallest group is the buy now group. So what we know is that everybody moves up this pyramid. You can see right here, the 60%, eventually percentage of them starts to move up into the 20%, and then people start to move up into the 17% info gathering. And then some of those people, they move up into the buy now phase. And this is where the costly mistake is being made by 99% of real estate agents who are creating content. Is 99% of agents spend all their time talking and creating content only for the 3% of people who are ready to buy now. You can see that I highlighted it, tried my best. You can see my handwriting skills are not the best, our circling skills, but this is why engagement is so low and you can't build an audience and you struggle to create meaningful conversations, is because you have 99% of agents who are making content for the smallest part of the market. It's very highly competitive. This is why you might see that your advertising costs are through the roof, that your organic reach is so low, your engagement stinks. Nobody ever wants to have a conversation with you. You might be creating these free resources that you think are great, but there's nobody clicking to them because everything is speaking to this huge market. It's so highly competitive. a lot of this, and you might see this, that when you go on and you look at other agents, it's like, right now is a great time to buy. Right now is a great time to sell. Click here, or I can get you the most for your home. I'm top 1% nationally, and this is how, you should list with me. And all that is, I'm not knocking it. I'm happy that agents are creating content, but look, we're trying to get results here. So this is where I think the opportunity is right in here with this 37% of people. Let's keep in mind that we know that everybody works up the pyramid. Everybody starts at the bottom and eventually goes into that 3%. So we're going to unveil this big opportunity right here, that is going to give you, in my opinion, an unfair advantage over every single other agent in your marketplace. The big opportunity, look at that. That's you at the top, constantly searching for new clients or seeing all the new clients that are coming to you. So we know that people are always moving up the pyramid. Now, knowing this is where we are going to gain an unfair advantage over 99% of the realtors in your market. One of my favorite quotes to say, and I've always said this, is when they zig, I zag. When everybody goes left, I go right. And a lot of times that is I just believe in doing the opposite sometimes, is what everybody else is doing. I don't want to get lost in the crowd. I want to be different. And that's what I think is going to help you a lot here, is taking that. When everybody is zigging, the 99% of the market, you got to zag. And that is the exact approach that we are going to use to dominate this market. So instead of getting lost in the 99%, all going for the smallest portion of the market, the 3% of people who are ready to buy now, we're going to actually pivot to the lower parts of the market who we know will eventually become that 3% of buyers. So the big opportunity is we're going to start creating content for that 37% of people who are in that problem aware and info gathering stage of the market cycle. So the great thing about these is by the time these people become buyers, if you're creating content and you're doing the right things in that, they're going to have such a great relationship with you that's built on trust and, know, like, and trust, all those great things, that you are just going to be the obvious choice for them to want to work with. And this is going to give you a huge unfair advantage over everybody else in your marketplace. And just a quick side note I threw in here. Now, you might be saying like, yeah, I agree with you, Mike. This all sounds kind of good. This makes sense. But does that mean that I should never be creating content for that 3% of people who are in the buy now phase? And my answer is yes, you absolutely should. But everything is all about cadence. It's not about, you can't get one dimensional where that's the only type of content that you are creating for your audience, is all the, right now is a great time to buy. Right now is a great time to sell. Click here. Let's start working together. I'm the best. I would say the 80-20 rule is a great rule of thumb for this. 80% of your content needs to be toward the middle of the pyramid, with the other 20% going towards the top 3%. Because like I said, all these people are moving up. So the people who are moving up that you're hitting with that 80% of content, when they finally get into that buy now, you need to give them, actions to be able to take to actually convert them as well too. So you're not going to completely eliminate that, but you are going to, abide by that. I think that 80-20 rule is a great rule of thumb. So you understand, let's go back real quick to just this pyramid. So we see everybody is moving up. The opportunity is here. 99% of agents are all talking to the smallest group of people. They're not really spending any time here. It's highly competitive. Advertising costs are through the roof. Engagement's low. You can't build an audience, and you're not getting any results. And you can see why, because it's just shark-infested waters. But we know everybody's moving up. And now we see these people who are going to be moving there because you got this awesome resource from ground zero. So now when everybody's zigging, you're going to be zagging. So you're in agreement. You might be wondering, well, okay, this sounds great, but what type of content should I be creating for that 37% in the middle? And this is what we think is the 3 best buckets of content. A bucket of content just means like content that falls into one category. That's what we call a bucket of content, that we believe that will work best for building relationships with people on the way to them getting into that buy now stage. And for each of these different buckets of content, I would aim to shoot 1 to 2 videos from each bucket each week. And when we give you all these tips, that might sound overwhelming, but it is so easy to do, because there's constantly new things happening in your marketplaces, personal life, real estate, markets, and the community stuff. So, 1 to 2, that's 3 to 6 videos a week. Obviously, with volume, you always get more results. I'm a big fan of volume. So yeah, the first one is going to be community content. This is just, really showing people that becoming the community expert and raising your local authority. Number 2 is real estate related content, giving the info and facts that people will need to make great decisions. And then the last one is 3, personal, building an audience of raving fans through personal connections. And we'll dive deeper into each one of these things right now. So our first one is community content. This is for the info gatherers and problem aware people who want to be educated on the communities that they might be calling home. When people are starting to, they're problem aware, they're now info gatherers, they're going to Google, what is it like to live in Newport Beach? What is it like to live in North Tustin? What is it like to live in Orange? What are the best areas? What is the best food? They want to know and be educated about these communities. So creating this type of content allows you to show off your local expertise and really build your authority within these areas that you serve. This is why it is so important to continue educating yourself about the local communities that you serve. I cannot stress that enough. This is where you get another competitive advantage over other people, because the more that you know that other agents do not is what will get your content the better advantage. So if you know secrets and you're up to date and you can articulate things in a way that other people can't because they don't have that knowledge, because they didn't put in the work to get that knowledge, you are at a better advantage. People are going to want to hear and listen and tune into your content more. So this is a lot about just sharing tips, guides, facts, all these different types of things that are going to help people get to know the community better and what it has to offer. Always paint a deeper picture of what the lifestyle is like, what style homes are in certain neighborhoods, etc. So here are some ideas below. If I'm going to give you guys a second to, be able to screenshot that, but we got pros and cons to living in, city, lifestyle in this city. What can X amount of dollars get you in this city? Highlighting upcoming events. If like I live in Orange, you just had the Orange Street Fair, being able to talk about that. What's going on with that? Like there's always new upcoming events that are happening. Most expensive communities, most affordable communities in the neighborhood. Historic facts about the city, the new and best restaurants in the city. I know in like Newport Beach, Corona del Mar, they've had some new amazing restaurants get recently opened up down there. There's always new things coming and best takes that you can have, new home builds in a city, neighborhood tours in a city, top 3 things people love, top 3 things people dislike about living in here, best happy hours, new things happening. So there's a lot of different types of content that you can create. So this little thing that I put down here is there are constantly new things happening in every city, and most likely you have 2 cities that you serve the most. So there's tons of things that you can capture to share. Like a lot of agents I know, they work Corona del Mar and Newport Beach, or they work Irvine and they work Newport, or they work Yorba Linda and they work Anaheim Hills, they work Santa Ana and they work North Tustin. So there's endless amounts of content that you could be creating. And like we said, we want to do 1 to 2 a week. So, this already right here is, I think, 10 to 12 different ideas for 2 cities. So that's 28, 24, can't do my math. That's 24 weeks of content that you can have right there. That's a lot. So let's move on to our next one. We got community content. Now we got our real estate content. This is where the info gatherers and problem aware people are really looking for deeper information about local markets they're interested in and what is going on. It's about sharing the honest facts, and I can't stress this enough. It is about sharing the honest facts and being able to give people context to what they mean for a buyer or a seller. A big thing here is don't sound salesy. This is where you can't be saying, this is what the market says, so it is a good time to buy. It is a good time to sell, because it is not always a good time to buy, and it is not always a good time to sell. If you really want to build trust with people that are going to get up into that 3%, you need to be able to detach from an outcome that you want and provide real selfless value. When you just give people the honest thing about what you would do, and you tell them and you share that, that's going to come off so genuine. They're going to trust you more. They're going to like you more. And when they get into that 3%, they're going to say, this guy always gave us the honest facts. He wasn't always trying to sell us. I could sense that he really just wanted us to do something that was best for us. So, and also another thing that I want to throw in here real quick is make sure you always give context and paint a picture about what stats and facts mean. because they might not be able to know just by telling them. And an example is like the first one that we have right here is market updates. So a lot of agents that I see when they do their market updates is they just say there's 64 homes on the market, days on market, and the index is this, and this is how many homes sold for over this and this. And as the consumer myself looking at reading that, I'm like, what does that even mean? So give people context, tell stories, or give them a deeper insight to where they can illustrate, or you can illustrate, and they can say like, oh, I see what that means. Like, you want to give them that aha moment. But a lot of times is, I just see people, they'll just throw all these facts and this and stats out, and consumers walk away just feeling dumber than they were before, or feeling dumber than they thought they were, So you go ahead, screenshot this if you're looking at this on a video. Some of the different types of content that we create. First one we have is market updates for a city, recent success stories. I can't stress that enough. If you broke a record sale in a neighborhood, document that. Tell about the success story. Put that out and tell people and educate people on how you did that. What are closing costs? Best tips to get a home ready to sell. Recent sales in this city are in this specific neighborhood. How do I know what my home is worth? How do I know what I can afford? Is staging necessary? Well, why? Listing marketing tips. Best time of the year to sell. What causes rates to increase? What causes rates to decrease? Should I home shop before I sell my current home? Are home open houses necessary? Why do I need a realtor? Best home renovations to increase the value. How many homes should I see before making an offer? Is now a good time to sell? Is now a good time to buy? How do I refinance to a lower rate? So all these are great things that you should be talking about. Again, 1 to 2 videos a week. This is like over 14, 15 ideas. That's 30 things right there. So that's like either the 15 to 30 weeks of content. If you just did 1 to 2 of these every single week, giving people great context, this is a lot right here. So let's move on to our personal type of content. This content is really important, and we'll dive into it, right? But I'm a huge fan of this type of content. And when you nail this, you really build an audience. This type of content doesn't just speak to the 37% of people. It actually speaks to everybody. Now more than ever in our culture, people are looking to work and shop from brands that they feel a connection with and values. This content's about getting people to see you and say, this is my type of person. I feel such a connection with them because I'm like this, and so are they. Like, a quick side note, just look at brands like Bud Light. And I'm not hating, I don't pick sides or Target, of how much money that they've lost because people don't affiliate with their values that they have said that they do. Now more than ever, people are looking to shop from brands that they feel like a sense of shared community with, like their tribe. Like, hey, I like this person because she's a single mom and she's doing all this and she hustles and she has this mindset, and I'm that person too. Or, you're the dad and you're a great dad and you showcase your kids and all the things and the values that you're showing to them, or just your mental mindset of how you approach life, the workout, or if it's, just your mindset in general. Like, what is it that makes you you? That's the type of content, you want people to say and have that connection with you. So this type of content is what gets you to build a raving fan base of people and really win people over who are going to love you because of who you are. So I got some ideas below right here again. This content does require some vulnerability. Shooting with agents that we've worked with, it's been really hard sometimes, and it takes some time to get them to be even open to this, even when they know that it would help. And it's just because it takes that vulnerability to be able to open yourself up and share things that you think that, why would people care about this, or why would people care about that, or this just feels so weird to share in this. But when you do, everything else 100x is on your content. And what I mean by that is when you can start to build that raving fan base, your community content does better because you build this fan base and now they're engaging with your content even more, and they're sharing it, they're liking it, they're commenting on it. And with your real estate content, people are tuning in because you're building that raving fan base. So it makes all the other content way, way better. And this is stuff like sharing success stories that include, or sharing stories that include successes, your failures, your lessons you've learned in life. Like, if you're an agent, I'm 28 years old. I have so many different successes and failures and lessons. And most agents I know are older than me. And I've known that you have more life experience than me. So you have definitely those successes and failures and lessons that you can share with people. What are the values that you hold close to your heart and why? How do you practice these values on a daily basis? What are the missions that you are working towards? Like, I know you didn't get into real estate just to make a lot of money. And if you did, then maybe like this could be hard for you. But I know a lot of agents that I've talked to, it's because something brought them into that and they have a mission that they're working towards. You know, how would you want to make the world a better place? Why is it important for you to think that, or why is it important for that to happen, do you think? What are the things that you care about? What are the habits that make you who you are as a person? Is it getting up early and reading the Bible, you know, going to a workout, reading books, you know, eating healthy, clean, or what are the, you know, your dog, all these different things. What are the experiences in life that you've gone through that have forced you to grow, change, and see things differently? What are the things that just make you, those weird little things and everything else? So there's a lot of different things, you know, it could be also like to throw in there travel, like the stuff that you do with travel, you know, kids, like things like there's so many different things that you can share about personal content that you might think sound stupid, but aren't. And you just by sharing them, you'll start to see that your audience will grow. So the big mistake that I think a lot of people make with this type of content is that it comes off braggy. And I'm sure you've seen this like with influencers or something like that. I know I used to have this issue is that you make it as in showboaty, like, oh, I get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and this is who I am. I'm a beast and nah. But don't make it braggy. Come off as just genuine, authentic, and raw. Tell stories, make it personable. That is what's really going to connect with people. If you're doing it in like a showboaty way to make other people look at you and think like, oh, I'm this big hot shot type of person, it might actually work in reverse effect. So don't get scared about creating it. Start creating it, but just make sure that it doesn't come off as braggy, that you're really just sharing the raw and authentic side of who you are as a person. So we got our 3 different types of content that we know that we need to create. We got our community content. We got our real estate content. And we got our personal content. So the next thing I want to share for you, and make sure that you're screenshotting these things so you can start to be creating. And also like you can email me at the end of this and I'll share this PowerPoint with you and a Google Doc that I created so you can be able to like refer back to all these different content ideas and just this whole methodology about stuff. But one of the things that I wanted to include is, and in this is a bonus resource, you know, one of the most important things with creating content is you got to hook people in. If you can't get people to stop the scroll and pay attention, then it doesn't do any good for you. It's like if a tree falls in the forest, but no one heard it, did it actually fall? Like, I don't know. Everybody has a different answer, but it's very important to be able to hook people into your content. So don't start your videos. And I see a lot of agents do this, and I know that you want to maybe instinctively, but don't start the videos by saying, hey, this is Michael Harlan from the brokerage of Berkshire Hathaway. Or, hey, how is everybody doing today? It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, and I'm here to give you. People need to be hooked in. Like, I know that when I scroll, I just slide right on to the next video when people start their videos like this. I'm like, I ain't got the time. People have shorter attention spans than goldfish. So if you can't hook someone in within the first 1 to 2 seconds of your content, then you're going to lose them. So start your content with a great hook that will instantly grab the attention of people who are looking for what you have to say. So I made this little cheat sheet to the right that you can take a screenshot of. And you know, obviously too, if you can just go to Google and type in like great hooks or hook ideas, and there's a bunch of different resources. This is just one I put together, but it is very important that you include hooks in the beginning of your content, because you want to get people engaged. So you can take a look over at this at the right hand side. But I hope you enjoyed this and you got a ton of value from it. You can email me here at michael@groundzerooc.com if you want this you know, whole like a recording of this. If you didn't record it yourself, if you want this hook idea menu, more ideas on like community content, real estate related content, personal content, I'll share the whole, you know, slide deck of what we did right here. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. But I really want to make sure that you got the tools for this. So again, like we know, I got it right here. Put this. We know everybody starts here, not problem aware, works their way up to the 3% of buyers. So the way that you were going to outmarket your whole competition is by creating content for that 37% of people who you know will become buyers. Now, one thing I do want to say is it isn't an overnight process. I would say to give this 3 months of people, of creating that content of where you should start seeing results and start seeing the conversations and the engagement really start to happen, where you're like, oh yeah, baby, like this is good. This is exactly what Mike from Ground Zero said would happen, and it is happening. But, you just got to get out there and you got to start creating more reps, more volume. You'll start to find your groove. You'll start to get more comfortable on camera. You'll start knowing what your audience is actually looking for. Again, if you need any questions, email me at michael@groundzerooc.com. I'll send you over all the resources that we just went through, the replay, everything that you need. But I hope you guys are having a great day. One thing I do want to say that we do for agents right now is we kind of just released a new program that we have. And yeah, if you're looking for some help on this, would love to be able to help you agents out with anything that you need help with as well too. So thank you guys so much for paying attention, and I hope you guys got some value out of this.